So this word problem here says the area of a rectangle is represented by this expression here, 2x squared plus 10x minus 1 units squared. And the width is x plus 1 units. So what's the length? Right. Well, we first need to start with the equation that tells us the area of a rectangle. So we're going to say area of a rectangle, a sub r, is equal to the width of the rectangle times the height of the rectangle. Right? Or I guess here they're calling it length. So the length of the rectangle. We're looking for the length, right? So we want to take this equation and we want to solve it for r. We want r isolated on one side of the equal sign, and we want everything else on the other. So to get that to happen, we divide by w. So we get length is equal to the area over the width. Okay. Okay. So now that we're here, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to substitute in this expression here, this polynomial, for the area, and we're going to substitute this expression for the width. And so we're going to get the length is equal to 2x squared plus 10x minus 1 over x plus 1. All right. So we're here, and there's a couple of ways that we can go about this, right? We can solve using long division. We can solve by dividing a polynomial by a binomial, right? And so I think in this case it'd be easier to divide a polynomial by a binomial, right? Because we have a polynomial up here, we have a binomial down here, and we can factor that numerator because it's quadratic, right? X squared. So let's go ahead and use that tool. Right, so we're going to need to factor that numerator. Maybe I could put it right here. A times c goes in the top, so it's going to be negative 2. And then b goes down in the bottom, or 10. Remember, since a is not 1, since our a is 2, we need to put a 2x over here and a 2x over here before finding our factors. Okay. And so now what two numbers multiply to negative 2 and add up to 10? So it looks like we don't have any factors that multiply to negative 2 and add up to 10. So it looks like we cannot factor this polynomial in the numerator, okay, using the x method. So why don't we instead then, we're going to go ahead and move on to the second method we can use, which is dividing by long division. So let's go ahead and move on to long division. Okay. Rewrite it as x plus 1 divided into 2x squared plus 10x minus 1. And what times x is equal to 2x squared? That's going to be a 2x. So we'll multiply that out, and we'll get 2x squared plus 2x. Subtract, and the 2x squared cancels out. We got 10x minus 2x is going to be 8x. The 1 drops, negative 1 drops down. And now what times x is equal to 8x? That's going to be 8, so plus 8. So we'll get plus 8x plus 8. And then do a subtraction here. We'll get 8x minus 8x is 0. Negative 1 minus 8 is negative 9. So since we have a remainder, we're going to go ahead and put it up here as our third term. It's negative 9 over our divisor, x plus 1. So what is the length? The length can be represented by this polynomial here, units squared, right? So let's go ahead and write it over here. We got 2x plus 8 minus 9 over x plus 1, and we could say units squared, right? Because we want to make sure we label our answers. If this was in inches squared, we would put inches squared. If it was feet, we would say feet. Oh, I'm sorry. Length is just one dimension, so it's just units, not squared. We're finding the length, not the area. So that would be example number 9. And yeah, maybe I could save the next 2 for the next video.